Lovely people, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this plate mat or this coaster. So if you're new here, my name is Tsungie and I do crafts. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Help me to get to 500 subscribers, you guys. It will really help me out a lot. Okay, so this is just the coaster that I made. I also made it in this color, this one, and I also made it in this color. Right, so let's just get right into it. What you need a size 5mm hook, some acrylic, this is baby soft yarn, but you can use acrylic yarn or any yarn that you have that goes with your hook, and a needle. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so to begin, you're going to need to do a magic ring. So take your yarn, let it hang, wrap it. I'm going to use 2 fingers. Wrap in your 2 fingers to form an X like this, and wrap it the other side so that it forms 2 parallel lines. Then take your hook, put it under the one in front, and grab the yarn at the back. Bring it to the front and twist. So when you twist, move your hook to the right, and you're going to grab that yarn, and you're going to make a chain like this. So that's our magic ring. Then you let it off your hook. So after that, you're going to chain 2 more. So 1, 2, and this chain represents our first double crochet. So you want to do 8. This is 1, so we're going to do 7 double crochet. So to double crochet, you're going to yarn over or put your yarn on your hook, insert your hook inside your circle or your ring, grab yarn and come up with it. You should have 3 loops. Grab some yarn and pass that yarn through the first 2 loops like this. Grab some yarn again and pass through the last 2 loops, and that is a double crochet. So that's we're going to do, that's 1, 2, so we're going to do 6 more. So yarn over, inside the ring or the circle, grab some yarn, come up with it, grab some yarn, pass through the first 2, grab some yarn, pass to the second 2 like this. This is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 5 more off camera and I come back. Okay, so after the 5, you're going to pull your string to close your circle like this. Then you're going to go to the first chain that we did, which is this one, and just on top of that chain there's a stitch. So inside that stitch we're going to put our hook underneath the stitch like this. Then we're going to grab some yarn, pull it through so that you have 2 loops. That loop comes up, you have 2 loops, and you're going to slip this loop into this. You're going to do a slip stitch like this. So after that you're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. So after chaining those 3, you're going to chain 2 more, 1, 2 like this. Then you're going to work in the next stitch. So in the next stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets in that 1 stitch. So insert your hook in that stitch and do your first double crochet. So that's 1. You're going to do another one in that same spot. That's 2 like this. So after doing those 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, you're going to chain 2 more. So we're going to be doing, in each stitch we're going to be doing 2 double crochets, then you chain 2. So in the next stitch I'm going to do 2 double crochets. That's 1, 2, then I chain 2. So I'm going to repeat that until I get to my last stitch here. So let me quickly do that and I'll come back. Okay, so I'm at the part where I'm left with 1 stitch. So I've done the 2 double crochets in that last stitch. I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. So into this last stitch we did a chain in that first stitch. So we're going to do one more, just 1 double crochet into that stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that space, and you do a double crochet like this. After that you're going to count 1, 2, 3 into the third loop, you're going to insert your hook. Then you're going to grab some yarn, pass it through so that you have 2 loops, and you're going to do a slip stitch like this. So that is your second row. We're going to move on to the third row now. So you're going to chain 3 to start that third row. After chaining 3, you're going to chain 3 more. 1, 2, 3, like this. You're going to skip this part, and you're going to the part where the chain 2 that we did in the previous row, we're going to move into the stitch. So yarn over into that first stitch, this first stitch, you're going to do 2 double crochet. So 1, you're going to do another one into that space, 2. So we've got 2 double crochets into this space. Then into the next stitch, we're going to do just 1 double crochet, like this. So you should have 3. After that, you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then in the next, where we're going to be working, where we've got these 2 double crochets. So in the first stitch, you do 2 double crochets, and in the next stitch, you do 1 double crochet. So we're going to skip this part, and we're going to work into this first stitch here, and into that stitch we're going to do, that's 1 double crochet. We're going to do another double crochet. Then into the next double crochet, we're going to do 1 double crochet, like this. So in the previous row, it had 2 double crochets. In the third row, you should have 3. Then after that, you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to repeat that until I get to this part. So let me quickly do that, and I'll come back. Okay, so I worked in the second from last here, these 2 crochets. I did the 3. Then after that, I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So now this chain that we did, it's already representing this double crochet here. So into this double crochet, we're going to skip, obviously. Then into this double crochet, we're going to do 2 double crochet into that stitch. So 1, 1 and 2 to that same stitch. So even here also, we also have 3. So now what we're going to do, you're going to count your chain into the third chain, 1, 2, 3. Into your third chain, you're going to insert your hook in there. You're going to grab some yarn, pass it through so that you have 2 loops, and you're going to slip stitch like this. So at this point, your third row is finished. We're going to move on to the fourth row. To start that, we're going to chain 3, like this. After chaining those 3, we're going to work into this space. So into this space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook under that loop, grab some yarn, and do the first double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook under that loop, do the second double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook under that loop, and you do the third double crochets. So everywhere where we have these loops, we'll be doing 3 double crochets, right? Then where we've got the 3 double crochets, in the first stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets in that first stitch. So 1, we'll do another one, 2. Then in the last 2, we're going to do a double crochet in each of the stitches. So 1, 1. Then we get to the loop. That means we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Then we get to the part where we've got the double crochet. So in the first stitch here, we're going to do 2 double crochets. So 1, we're going to do another one in the same space, 2, like then in the rest of the 2 double crochets we're going to do a double crochet in each. Right, so where we have the double crochets you should have 4 double crochets, and where we have the space we're doing 3. So that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to repeat that all the way. So I'll meet you when I work in this last loop. Okay, so I'm left with the last. I've worked in my last loop, and I'm now at the part where I've got the last 2 double crochets. So into the first double this stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets, 1, same space, 2. In the next stitch you're going to do just 1 double crochet. After that you're going to, this is the chain that we did at the beginning, then on top of that chain there's a stitch. So we're going to put a hook under that stitch, grab some yarn and pass it through so that you have 2 loops, and you do a slip stitch. Then I chain. I like to cut my yarn. You can continue if you want, but I'm gonna cut my yarn. Then I'll pull. Okay, so after that I'm going to go on my thing. I literally start from any point, so I'm going to start from here. So I'm going to put my hook here because this is where this is starting. Then I'm going to attach my yarn, and I'm going to do a chain 1. For the chain 1 I'm going to chain 2 more, 1, 2. Now into that same stitch I'm going to do another double crochet, not another, just a double crochet, so you have 2. After that I'm going to do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Right, so if you count you should have like 5 including the chain. After that I'm going to chain for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn my crochet, the thing that I'm crocheting, and I'm just going to put my hook in that loop where we did the chain. Put my hook there, grab some yarn, pass it through, then I'm going to slip this yarn into this. I'm going to do a slip stitch like this. After that I chain 1. I'm going to turn my thing again, and I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to do 7 double crochets into this space, into this loop. So insert my hook into that loop, and I'm going to do 7 double crochets. So this is 1. I'm going to do the rest of camera. Okay, so I've done my 7 double crochets. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to work into the next stitch. So into this next stitch I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to do a double crochet into that next stitch like this. Right, so now what I'm doing, I want to work just in these 3 stitches. So I'm going to do another double crochet into that first stitch that I did. So that's 2, 2 more in the next 2 stitches, 1, 2. So if you count you should have, where you had the 3 double crochets in the previous row, you're going to have 4 double crochets. After that you're going to chain for 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to turn our thing again. So now what we're going to do, we're going to insert our hook where this is where we did the in here, like this. Then you're going to grab some yarn and you're going to pass through like that, so that you have 2 loops. Then you're going to slip this one into this one like this. After that you're going to chain 1. So this is how, then you turn your thing. So this is how you form the loop. Into this loop you're going to do 7 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right, so if you look on our thing, we're now at the part where we have the 3, then the 4. So into the first stitch, so we're working into these 4 stitches. Into this first stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets. One, then this is number 2. Then you're going to work 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Right, so where you had the 3 double crochets, then the 4, you should have 5. Then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain our thing again. We're going to insert our hook in here, then through here like this. Then you're going to grab some yarn, pass it through under, then you come up with it. Then after that you're going to do a slip stitch like that. After that you're going to chain 1 like that. That's how you form this loop. And into this loop we're going to do 7 double crochets. So I'm going to do it off camera. Okay, so after the 7 double crochets we're now at the part where we have the 3. We'll be working in the 3, this 3 where we had the loop. And remember, in the first stitch you will be doing 2 double crochets, then 2 double crochets in the first stitch, then 2 normal double crochets in the next 2 stitches. You chain 4, you turn your thing, you pass it through, you slip stitch, chain 1, then you do the 7 double crochets. Then into the next you're going to be working this space here. And remember, after the 3 in the first stitch you're going to work 2, so that we have 5. Okay, let me just do one more pair. So I'm working in the next 3. So first stitch, 2, 1, 2. Then in the next 2 stitches, 1, 1. Like this. I should have 4. Then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip my thing, put my hook in here, grab some yarn, pass it through, slip stitch, chain 1, into this loop, do 7 double crochets. 1, 'Right, after the 7 double crochets we're now working with the part where we had the 4. So yarn over into the next stitch, the first stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets. So 1, 2. Then in the next 3 stitches we're going to do 1 double crochet in each. So 1, 1, and 1. If you count, you should have 5. Then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You turn your thing, put your hook in there so that it comes through this hole. Grab some yarn, slip stitch, chain 1, and you've got your loop, and into this loop you'll be going to work 7 double crochets. So I'm going to do that until I'm left with 3 here, and I come back. Okay, I'm done the 2 in the first stitch and the 2 in the last 2 stitches that I have 4. I'm chaining 4, 2, 3, 4. I've turned it, and I'm going to do what I've been doing and do the 7 double crochets, and I'll show you how to join. Okay, so when you're done, you're going to take your hook, you're going to go in, you see this first double crochet, you're going to put your hook somewhere. I'm actually going to put it in that stitch. Then after that, you're going to grab some yarn, pass it through. After that, you're going to slip stitch, so slip this one into this one like this. Then you're going to go to the top where you've got your 7 double crochets. You're going to insert it just in that first loop, insert it in there, right? We're going to turn our thing to the back, right? We're going to insert our hook where we've been putting all along, insert our hook so that it passes through. We're going to grab some yarn, go under with it, and come up with it, right? We're not going to stop there. We're going to pass through. We want to come to this side, pass through where we pass through that here, like this. And once we do that, we're going to slip stitch, so slip this one into this one, like this. Then you can chain 1 and cut. After cutting, you pull, then you just pull it tight. So at this point, your coaster is done, it's finished. If you flip it to the back, you're gonna have these strings. You simply have to tuck them in. I'm not going to show that on camera. You can tuck them in, and you can use your needle to sew this inside. Yeah, so that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me. Look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much. Okay, bye bye.